Good evening. Today is Monday, September 8th, 2025, and it is 6 p.m. The meeting is now open. Representing the quorum tonight, Ms. Kathy Arellano, Ms. Denise Morrison, Ms. Nicole Peters, Ms. Georgianne Reitmeyer, Mr. Doug James joining us virtually, and myself, Mr. Dustin Qualls. I want to thank you all for joining us this evening. As provided by the Texas Government Code, the Board of Trustees may go into closed session at any time in accordance with sections 551.071, private consultation with the board's attorney regarding all matters as authorized by law, including board governance, 551.072, discussing purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property, 551.074, discussing employment, evaluation, or discipline of personnel, including board governance and superintendent evaluation and contract, and including central office administration, 551.076 and 551.0761, discussing security personnel and devices, district-wide intruder detection, audit report findings, and cybersecurity, 551.082, discussing disciplinary matters or complaints regarding school children and/or school district employees, 551.0821, discussing personally identifiable information about public school students, 551.087, deliberation regarding economic development negotiations. And that's all of the things that we talk about in closed session. The Board of Trustees hears public comment on both agenda and non-agenda items at all regular meetings in accordance with Texas Government Code Section 551.007 and local board policy. As communicated to each registered speaker in writing earlier today, each registered speaker has an allotted time of up to 2 minutes, and comments must not mention any individuals by name or position or contain any personally identifiable reference. Registered speakers must speak in the order called, and speakers may not yield their time to other registered speakers. In order to keep our meeting efficient and safe, no registered speaker may approach the table. Each registered speaker should watch the time on the clock in front, as it will notify you once your 2 minutes have expired. We thank our registered speakers that you acknowledged that you understand and agreed to follow the procedures set forth in Board Policy BED by signing the public comment form when you registered to speak. Any individual who fails to adhere to this board policy will be stopped immediately by the board's attorney and will not be allowed to continue speaking. As I am sitting in for President Ellis this evening, who is unable to attend, I've asked our most tenured trustee, Ms. Reitmeyer, to assist with calling tonight's speakers. Ms. Reitmeyer, please call tonight's first speaker.
That's such a nice term. Thank you, Dustin. Tonight's first registered speaker is Nikki Kitchens. Ms. Kitchens, will you please? Thank you for correcting me. And will you please approach the podium? You have 2 minutes, and your time will begin when you are ready.
Why are you blocking public information requests? Why aren't parents, taxpayers, and employees not responded to when they have a complaint or testimony? Why are so many employees and families misrepresented in this district? This is all on record so that you can't lie or hide this any longer. My understanding is that Klein residents vote in our trustees and have a voice through their vote. As we all know, that is not happening, and students are not put first and parents are ignored. Only friends of children and self-own is put first. I would like to express a few concerns again that I brought up in June after the high school graduation in May. What I witnessed at NRG during the Klein-Cain graduation is sad. I am deeply troubled about this person receiving special treatment while parents who have a child with a disability did not. I was not able to accompany my son or to assist him. Sadly, while approaching the student area, my special needs son had some reserves about entering and could ask if I could come with him. He didn't want a teacher, he wanted me. After asking Klein staff, I was turned away abruptly. Because that day was about my twins and others, I didn't want to cause a scene to only be removed. Thank God again his twin sister was right by his side to babysit him. I then proceeded to sit in the permitted area for parents and guests to only see a former Klein affiliate and now a parent just like me to be on the stage and in the main pit with graduates. Sadly, these are real stories we see and hear when the least common will snap. It's one thing to have retired from a position, but when the voters speak at the polls, what a slap in the face. You should be ashamed of yourself. You know who I'm talking about, who was there, standing up there on the stage, who's now running for election. Now it's on public record for everyone to hear and see what's really happening in this district. He's a parent, also just like me, and that's not right.
Our next registered speaker, thank you, is Dr. Pat Huff, and he will approach the podium, and he will have 2 minutes when he is ready to begin.
I'll begin. It would be remiss if I deal with the accountability. Okay. Okay. I'll try to speak up. How about that? Okay. But it would be remiss of me if I didn't congratulate everyone on the ratings that you just received that came out not too long ago. Dr. Delicato, I recognize you. I know you have a hand in that. I'm not sure who else. I've been away too long, but congratulations on the ratings that you got. I know what goes into that. I know the hard work from the teachers and the principals that you got organized to make the ratings that you did. So thank you for all the hard work that you put in. I appreciate it. I know for a fact. I'm just going to talk briefly tonight about HB 8 that's coming up. HB 8, I'm very concerned about it. I know you guys probably have questions about it as well. And it's a 3-test format, and I think you're going to be allowed to continue with your maps, but I'm not sure. This is in a state of flux. I'm just about out of time. I'll talk more about this later, but I still believe that we're on a pathway for endless preparation for the test. Endless preparation. And I'm worried about it. I'll have more to say about it later.
Thank you, Dr. Huff. Our next registered speaker is Donna Cox. Will you please approach the podium? Again, you have 2 minutes, and we'll begin when you're ready.
As I read, keep in mind that Klein paid almost $1 million to TASB in 2024, and in last month's public comments, I gave a list of TASB's radical policies. After I finish, I hope you'll see why I'm asking this board to put it on your agenda to switch from TASB to TEE. The following statements come from an article by Donna Garner, but they are condensed to fit within my 2 minutes. Texas parents and taxpayers deserve the truth. For years, TASB has been behind the scenes, hijacked our local school boards. When she sat through school board meetings, she saw it firsthand. Instead of following the law as written, board members and supers simply followed TASB's interpretations. One legislator told her flat out, "We pass the laws, but TASB interprets them and pressures local school districts to fall in line." And here's a huge problem. Although board members are elected, but supers are not, TASB has trained boards and supers, and often the super ends up running the show by controlling the flow of information. This is a quote. "The superintendent ends up controlling what the school board decides by having his or her staff present a one-sided picture," unquote. An example of this is in Klein would be that for about 6 years of consecutive school board meetings, the Klein board voted unanimously on every agenda item. This translates to well over 600 major decisions by this board consecutively receiving a unanimous vote. There aren't too many things that can explain this, and TASB's influence on this board must be considered. How does TASB keep its grip? With our taxes, local districts are forced to pay dues, funneling taxpayer dollars into high-powered lobbyists in Austin. Those lobbyists push for more spending, more taxes, and more control. And now TASB has added ideology to the mix, embracing radical policies, agenda, and rejecting parental rights. TASB has put politics before America's children. Combined with the rejection of parental rights, there is an outcry across Texas to break the stronghold of this organization on our school districts. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. Congratulations to the teachers and departments receiving recent awards. I hope you'll put TASB on the agenda.
The trustees will now move into closed session under sections 551.071, 551.072, 551.074, 551.076, 551.0761, 551.082, 551.0821, and 551.087. The time now is 6:11 p.m.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2 3 4. This one right here is this guy right here, DQ thing. Oh, did you turn it off in the room? Okay, you turn it. Yeah, how do I do that? No, it's on right there. Just turn it on. If I do that, though, it's going to go to the public. That's fine. I don't care. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. His mic is fine. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it was just fine. I had it on negative 26 threshold right here, and it was on dynamic. That's out. So it gets 26 decibels of
I have your attention, please? Time is 6:38 p.m. and this meeting of the Klein ISD Board of Trustees is reconvened. Thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight, Trustee Denise Morrison will lead us in prayer, and Trustee Nicole Peters, I think we have some scouts, will actually lead us in the pledges of allegiance to the United States flag and the Texas flag. Will you please stand?
Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we're here thanking you for being here with us and ask that you bless us with your guidance and strength. We are grateful for the opportunity to serve and for the trust placed in us by students, parents, teachers, and our neighbors. As we begin this meeting, we ask for clarity of mind, humility of spirit, and kindness of heart. Grant us discernment to make decisions that are just, compassionate, and wise. Help us to listen openly to one another, to consider all voices and viewpoints, and to work together respectfully. Protect our schools, uplift our teachers, inspire our students, and grant peace and understanding to every family. May our actions reflect integrity, fairness, and the pursuit of excellence. In the spirit of service, we thank you for your blessings and ask for continued guidance, hope, and peace. Amen.
Thank you, Scouts, for the pledges. Thank you all for joining us for tonight's meeting. Your presence is incredibly meaningful to this board and to the students, educators, and community members who will be recognized this evening. If you would, please silence your cell phones at this time. Klein ISD is a family with a shared vision that every student in Klein ISD enters with a promise and exits with a purpose. The Board of Trustees does not take lightly the responsibility our community has entrusted to us. We work diligently along with Klein ISD leadership on behalf of every student in our system. Every regular meeting, including tonight's, is an opportunity for the trustees to conduct the district's business and to recognize the achievements of our Klein ISD family. The great work that happens every day in the Klein ISD is something that we are proud to recognize and share with the entire community. We conduct our school board meetings in accordance with Texas laws. For example, we cannot vote on any item that is not listed on the agenda, and we may not publicly discuss items that do not appear on the agenda. All of our voting must be in public, but we can privately discuss items regarding personnel, the discipline of students, the acquisition of school sites, matters of school safety and security, and of course, specific items requiring legal advice. However, the final vote must be in complete view of the public. Please understand that this meeting is for the board to have discussion, to deliberate, and to take action. I ask you to refrain from making any comments or public demonstration during the meeting to allow us to focus on the matters at hand. The agenda and notice of meeting are distributed to each trustee 1 week before our regular monthly meeting. If individual board members have questions, we often call the superintendent prior to the meeting. Therefore, on many items recommended for approval, the trustees can quickly determine if they agree. If we seem to be moving quickly through the agenda, it is because we are prepared to make a decision without any further questions or discussion. Dr. McGowan, we are ready for the first item on the agenda tonight.
All right. Thank you, Trustee Qualls, and good evening, Klein family. It's so nice to see all of you this evening. Our first agenda item is a report on our board-adopted strategic priority of Reimagine Learning, and to share an update on our student performance results, Dr. Anthony Indelicato, our Chief Academic Officer, is here. I'd like to thank him for his leadership, as well as all the outstanding assistant superintendents who work closely with our campuses to make the kinds of things he's going to share tonight possible. Dr. Indelicato.
Yes, thank you, Dr. McGowan, and good evening, members of the board, Ms. Spalding, and Klein family. As Dr. McGowan shared, in Klein ISD, we are proud to celebrate excellence in the AAA, academics, athletics, and the arts. While our focus for this report is on the academics, I want to celebrate our long-standing tradition of excellence in the arts. In just the last 12 months, Klein ISD has been named an exemplary district in theater education for 3 years in a row, placing Klein ISD in the top 1.7% of districts in the state. Also a district of distinction in the visual arts for 7 years in a row, again placing Klein ISD in the top 1.3% of all districts in Texas. And a best community for music education for 14 years in a row, a national recognition for Klein ISD's exceptional music programs. In the athletics, we continue to celebrate state champion winning athletics, including, most recently, our Klein Cane boys soccer team winning state. This was our first state championship for soccer for Klein ISD since 2005. Our Klein High boys swimming team took silver at state this year. And our individual student athletes took gold in the Klein Cane boys swimming 50 meters, Klein Collins boys hurdles. And so we continue to be proud that our tradition of excellence continues in Klein. Now, turning our attention to academics, which is the focus of the report this evening, we celebrate a record-breaking scholarship amount of $83.5 million for the class of 2025, more than $20 million from the previous year. Also being named a Career and Tech Education District of Innovation for the first time in district history, placing Klein in the top 10% of districts in the state of Texas. And our Klein students earned over 5,000 industry standard certifications just last year. Also, Klein ISD was recognized for the first time ever by the Educational Results Partnership Program, a national business organization honoring schools for educating a strong workforce by increasing student achievement and closing the achievement gap. Additionally, we know that the state system for measuring student achievement often garners lots of attention by the community and the media. You can see some of the headlines from just the last few months here on the screen. And as you recall from previous reports and updates to our board, the Texas Education Agency updated the A through F accountability rating system for fall of 23, changing the rules and cut points for A ratings after the fact, which incredulously resulted in district and school ratings declining even though student performance improved. Additionally, the TEA redesigned all-star tests in the spring of 23, dramatically increasing rigor by adding writing to most tests and new item types. The TEA published that 2022 and 2023 results were not apples-to-apples comparisons due to the significant changes to STAR. So state testing and accountability are assessed and reported annually by TEA. However, due to lawsuits filed against TEA by districts across the state, official school district ratings were delayed for 2 years. In the spring of 25, TEA released the 2023 A through F accountability ratings based on performance from the 22-23 school year, with Klein ISD maintaining a B rating. 2024 ratings were also delayed due to litigation and were just released alongside the 25 ratings. Despite these challenges, including new tests, shifting standards, and scoring changes, Klein ISD continued to thrive, earning distinctions and showing measurable growth. As we look to the future, and as we shared with the board last week, TA plans to update the A through F accountability rating system again in fall of 2028, this time potentially factoring in changes outlined in House Bill 8, which is currently on its way to the governor's office. Regardless of what might happen in the future, here's a summary of Klein ISD's results for 2025. So first, Klein ISD increased in the percentage of seniors attaining their college, career, and military readiness, or also known as the CCMR indicator. This is a lagging indicator, so the class of 25 CCMR will be used for this year's 25-26 accountability ratings. Not only did Klein ISD once again earn an A rating overall for CCMR, but for the first time ever, all 5 high schools are projected to have an A rating for CCMR for the class of 2025. Klein also saw across-the-board gains for 2025 state accountability. As a reminder, in the state accountability system, the school district and each individual campus receives a score for overall performance, student achievement, student progress, and closing the achievement gap. In 2025, I'm proud to share that Klein ISD improved in its overall score and in all domains. Additionally, the schools noted here also improved in both their overall performance and improved in all domains. Since the cut points changed in 2023, Klein ISD has produced in 2025 results that include a 30% increase in A-rated schools, a 13% increase in B-rated schools, and a 55% decrease in C-rated schools. Also, for the first time ever, every secondary school, which includes all of our intermediate schools and all of our high schools, earned an A or a B. And you can see here the incredible gains that all of our 5 comprehensive high schools have made. We also celebrate earning over 120 total distinctions, 127, representing a 37% increase. As a reminder, district designation distinctions are earned when schools are compared to schools across the state that are similar to themselves, and only schools who are in the top 25% of their comparison group earn distinctions for performance in areas ranging from math and reading to academic growth, closing gaps, and post-secondary readiness. As we look at individual assessments for the STAR test and end-of-course exams, you can see those with improved performance since last year's report in 2024. And likewise, you can see those with a decline in performance since last year's report in 2024 as well. Klein ISD continues to outperform the state and the region in STAR scores and continues to work diligently to improve all student outcomes, supporting our educators in addressing student needs. So turning from state assessment and accountability, we also have recent results in advanced placement, also known as AP, which shows across-the-board increases in the number of students participating in advanced placement courses, the number of AP courses students are enrolling in, and the number of students who are also earning college credit and being distinguished as AP scholars. We also like to celebrate Klein Oak High School, which is the first high school in Klein to be named to the AP Honor Roll, which highlights schools across the nation that demonstrate excellence in advanced placement programs, particularly those that expand access to AP courses and also delivering exceptional academic outcomes for students. In dual credit, we are also seeing gains in the number of courses our students are taking and the number of students earning associate degrees before graduating from high school. As I reflect on our students' AAA results, I'm grateful for the support of Dr. McGowan and our board for working in unity with an unwavering focus on students, my teammates on our cabinet, our teaching and learning team, especially the assistant superintendents who work very closely with our over 50 principals and schools to achieve these results, and our department leaders here this evening as well who tirelessly support our campuses. And lastly, all the hardworking, dedicated principals, teachers, and support staff in our schools who work daily and directly with our students. These gains would not be possible without their leadership and commitment to our students. And so together, it's our privilege to bring our shared vision to life so that our students exit with a purpose. Thank you, and this concludes our presentation this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Indelicato and staff, obviously for all the work involved in all of that. I mean, it's just amazing to see that. Trustees, any questions or comments for Dr. Indelicato?
Skilled and talented and dedicated kids, so I have a great team.
It's just so great to see the results of hard work, and you all have done that, and everyone in this room in the back I just appreciate each of you because this just gives our students such an opportunity for the future. So congratulations.
Dr. Indelicato, I do have one question. In terms of and this may get too into the weeds of calculations of scoring and whatnot, but for the CCMR scoring, are the DC classes, because I saw the slides on the dual credit and then the AP, are both of those programs weighted equally in terms of like, how they get scored, for calculating the CCMR rankings? Does that question make sense?
Yes, there's a number of ways that students can earn their CCMR military readiness, and so AP and dual credit are a couple of options as well. It does vary a bit by the number of hours they have to meet and take the courses to meet that threshold. There's other programs as well, such as TSI and Texas College Bridge as well. So there's a number of ways, and we have a strong team in every high school that for this class of 25 that just graduated, every high school has a very, very strong high A for the class of 25 projected, which since that's a lagging indicator, that'll impact this current year's accountability.
Any further questions? Well, thank you again, Dr. Indelicato, and to Dr. McGowan, and again, all staff involved in working so hard just for the daily student success that we have here in Klein ISD. Just want to thank you very much. Dr. McGowan, we are ready for tonight's recognition of results.
Thank you so much again, Dr. Indelicato. And I'm looking across the room and I see some of our classroom teachers that are in here, and I see one of our principals. And I just want to say, on behalf of all the teachers and all the principals and all the support staff on our campuses every day, thank you so much for everything you do, everything you sacrifice to bring these results to life. It doesn't just happen by typing numbers into a spreadsheet. These are real live students in our care, and they get personalized supports in order to be able to achieve these outcomes. So again, to all the staff, but particularly to our classroom teachers and the folks that work on our campuses every day under leadership of our principals, thank you for what you do for our kids and for Klein. Now we'll continue on with recognition of results, focusing our attention on our tradition of excellence, not only in academics, but in our financial management. And to do that, I'm proud to have our Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Dan Schaefer, here to present the latest results for the finance team.
McGowan, and good evening, members of the board, Ms. Spalding, and Klein family. Continuing the tradition of excellence in financial reporting, our accounting department is being honored this evening for 2 highly distinguished recognitions. I'd like to ask the following team members to join me for these outstanding awards. Cassie Thomason Beatty, she's our Director of Accounting. Members of our accounting team present include, please come on up. You have to come up. Janet Temple, Jamie Gray, and Dennis Moginado. Hopefully I didn't butcher that, but I tried real hard. Thank you for being here this evening. As you're well aware, the Texas Education Agency requires an audit along with an annual financial report. In the spirit of financial transparency, Klein ISD goes above and beyond and provides more than the required TEA information, but expanded disclosure and analytical data, writing a comprehensive financial report, which is then submitted to 2 external entities for review and certification. I'm proud to announce that once again, for the year ended June 30th, 2024, Klein ISD has received the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting from the Government Finance Officers Association, otherwise known as the GFOA. This is Klein's 29th consecutive award for excellence in financial reporting. So we're going on nearly 3 decades. So congratulations to the team. That is the heaviest award of the 2. In addition, Klein ISD has also received their Certificate of Excellence in Financial Reporting Award from the Association of School Business Officials International, otherwise known as ASBO. This is the 22nd consecutive year to receive this award, so a little over 2 decades. So congratulations to the team for this one as well. All right, Klein ISD Director of Accounting, Cassie, and the team do an outstanding job each year in the preparation of the annual comprehensive financial report. And these awards do represent the highest recognition for school district financial operations offered by both the GFOA and ASBO. In addition, thank you, board, for your continued support in these efforts that result in achieving these distinctions each year. Finance will be back next month on another topic to consider the tax rate. We actually just received the certified property values from the Harris Central Appraisal District, and we'll be working on the proposed rate to be considered for adoption at the October board meeting. So Cassie and the accounting team, please accept these awards on behalf of Klein ISD. And now, Secretary Qualls and Dr. McGowan, would you please join us for a photo?
Thank you, Mr. Schaefer and your team again for your continued excellence year after year. No pressure on the coming years to keep those streaks going, but it's amazing work. Thank you all very much. Our next agenda item tonight is an action item for the consideration and request for approval of a resolution in support of military students and their families. Dr. McGowan.
Thank you, Secretary Qualls. This is near and dear to our heart. There's been a bunch of folks who have been working on this behind the scenes for about a year now, and so we're excited this evening to bring to the board for your consideration a resolution to make sure that every family of someone who's serving in the military in this country feels loved and welcomed and cared for in Klein ISD. And so to do that, we thought it would be best if we had a veteran in our midst. Our Chief of Police, Marlon Reynolds, a proud Marine, is here to present the resolution for the board's consideration.
Good evening, Dr. McGowan, Secretary Qualls, and Ms. Spalding, and School Board. It is my honor to read this resolution honoring our military families. Here we go. Whereas the freedoms we enjoy as Americans are safeguarded by the selfless service and the courageous men and women of the United States Armed Forces, and by the unwavering support of their families who serve alongside them in sacrifice and strength. Whereas the Klein Independent School District recognizes the significant contributions, strength, and resilience of military-connected students and their families who enrich our schools and communities. And whereas military-connected students often face unique challenges, including frequent transitions, deployments, and separations from loved ones, circumstances that can impact their academic progress and emotional well-being. And whereas in Klein ISD, we believe every student enters with a promise and exits with a purpose, and we are committed to ensuring that all students, including those from military families, receive the support, connection, and care they need to thrive. And whereas Klein ISD values strong relationships with families, community partners, and military organizations to ensure resources, supports, and programs are in place to honor and assist military-connected students. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Klein Independent School Board of Trustees, along with their superintendent, proudly reaffirms its commitment to ensuring that all military-connected students and their families are welcome and supported across all Klein ISD campuses. Be it further resolved that the board and superintendent encourages all staff, students, and community members to engage in ongoing efforts to honor, celebrate, and support military-connected families throughout the school year. Signed this September 8th, 2025 by the Board of Trustees and the Superintendent of the Klein Independent School District.
Thank you, Chief Reynolds. Trustees, may I have a motion?
I so move. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 6-0 with the vote from Doug up on the screen. Thank you again.
On behalf of all these families.
Well, thank you again, Chief Reynolds. We are at the point in the meeting where we will take a brief intermission. Before we do that, we would like to recognize the scouts that are in our honor tonight. If you would please stand, and I think we're going to come to you. If you would please tell us your name, troop number, and your school, and why you're here tonight. You can use the screen as your guide. And then after, please see Miss Jackson for your certificate during the intermission. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Owen Geisler. I am from Troop 878. I go to Klein Oak High School, and I am working on the Communications Merit Badge.
Hello, my name is William Thompson. I'm from Troop 1332. I currently attend Klein Kane High School, and I'm working on the Citizenship and Community Merit Badge.
thank you both for being here tonight, and I hope your school year has started off well so far. Thank you again for being here. With that, we will take an intermission. Thank you. May I have your attention, please? The time is 7:10 p.m., and we are ready to reconvene this meeting of the Klein ISD Board of Trustees. We have item 10 on the agenda, the consideration and request for approval of proposed modifications to board policies FDE, FFAC, and FNCE local. May I have a motion? Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Seeing none. Motion passes 6-0. Next is item 11, which has two sub-items for projects that are a part of the 2022 bond program. We'll start with item A. It's the consideration request for approval of project initiation for the Criminal Intermediate Gym Addition project. May I have a motion?
I so moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion passes 6-0. Next is item 11B, which is the consideration and request for approval of the contractor for the 2025 chiller replacement project. May I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Next is item 12, which is the consideration and request for approval of the amended and restated water supply agreement between Kleinwood Municipal Utility District and Klein ISD. May I have a motion?
I so moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion passes 6-0. Next, we have the consideration and request for approval of the campus goals and performance objectives. May I have a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor? Motion passes 6-0. Next is item 14, which is the consideration and request for approval of the minutes of the regular meeting on August 11th, 2025. May I have a motion?
I so moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion passes 6-0. Moving on to calendar review now. A reminder that there is a student holiday on Friday, September 19th. Our next regular board meeting will be on Monday, October 6th. And fall break is coming up for students and staff from October 13th through 17th. And we're ready for board comments. We'll begin tonight with Mr. Doug James. Hey, Doug. Doug, hold on one second. It's going in and out on our end.
We're lip readers, but not that good.
Doug, we'll come back to you. Hang tight. Miss Morrison.
Well, I'd like to say that I'm glad I made it here tonight, considering how my day went. That's number one. Number two is the financial awards and the hard work of those individuals. It does take a lot to do what they do. Also, our current placements and new awards for the schools. That's impressive, and I'm glad to see that our students are really excelling. And not to take away from anyone here that is actually able to be with us tonight, but all the teachers deserve our respect for that.
Thank you. Ms. Reitmeyer.
I was very impressed with the CT certifications, and these students are prepared to go to work. but I loved all the academic accolades, but as I've seen all these bands perform at football games for the last few weeks, and I see that we're having 300 students involved in those programs, and some of those students had never picked up an instrument until the 6th grade. And we know that when a student is connected with a person or an activity, they come to school and they learn, and we have an opportunity for them to be a productive citizen. And I just saw 300 young people just marching sideways and doing all sorts of wonderful things. And I'm just very, very proud of our fine arts as well. And the academics, we got to have them. And so thank you so much, Dr. Indelicato.
Thank you, Ms. Reitmeyer. Ms. Peters.
To all of the teachers, you are in the classroom every day doing the hard work, and we really appreciate it. Our kids benefit by you greatly. My own children benefit by you. I am so grateful for you. All of the academic accolades can't be done without you, and obviously with everyone in this room also, but thank you for your work every single day. Also, I mentioned it's the triple A's. Yes, obviously we are focused on academics. We are excelling in everything. We are not focused on one thing, and so our kids are well-rounded and ready for the world, and their promise to their parents. And my own kids are benefiting from this, and it means a lot. Our students are engaged. That is very, very important to keep them and to keep them doing their best in relationships. And I just want to thank you for all of that. Thank you for our staff. Finance, obviously, that's important to keep us going. We really, really appreciate all your hard work.
Thank you, Ms. Peters. Ms. Arellano.
It's football season. I love it. There is nothing like walking out on that field and looking up and seeing the drill team, the band, the trainers, the football team, the cheerleaders, the color guard. It's amazing. And when you stop a minute and you think that these kids are getting an opportunity, not everybody gets like we get. And I just, it's part of my life because I've been in it for so long, but there's nothing like it. So I want to extend not only teachers, but all the coaches, all the sponsors. You have no idea, as a drill team director, how much time and energy gets put in to those kids and to the belief that they can. And so just going to extend that because our teachers are amazing. And I was so excited to hear 5,200 certifications. When I started in administration, we had 0. We've come a long way, baby. But it takes a team. And I appreciate Dr. McGowan and all of this staff that works so hard and the teachers that come every day and do so much for us. So, and I'm excited about mentoring. I start next week.
Great words, Ms. Arellano. Thank you. Mr. James, let's come back to you.
On this, can you hear me clearly, or because you guys are pretty
Mr.
much?
James, yeah, we're not getting you. Sorry. Well, sorry, Mr. James, but thank you for at least trying. I'll jump in, I guess, for myself. Again, just thank you to everybody. The results are speaking for themselves. Seeing, for instance, Klein Forest jumping from 66 to 81 in these rankings, and I believe that's a B for the first time ever. Is that correct? I think that's just, it's just a microcosm basically of everything that's going on. And again, it segues perfectly into what Miss Arellano was saying about, these football games. To me, it's just ultimately it's a confluence of all of what we're doing. Yes, there's a football game being played, but every student group, at least, in some form or fashion, is represented at these games. And to me, it's just the ultimate sign of passion for our school district. And at the top of that list is Dr. McGowan and all of the staff and all of the passion that y'all are showing to all of our students day in, day out. I can't imagine what this first month is like for all of y'all, just getting back in the swing of things, getting students reacquainted to the classes and the classwork. It's just so impressive every time I see it, and just want to thank all of y'all just for doing a great job. That's all I've got. Dr. McGowan.
Well, I've thought this several times tonight, that there's the good book says where there's unity, there is strength. And I think that is such a good reminder for all of us as we seek to make sure that every student exits our care with a purpose for their life, whether that is college or career or military, that they are prepared and that we deliver on our promise to them while they're here with us. And tonight, to be able to celebrate the results that we've achieved collectively by coming together and focusing on what's possible and doing the hard work and rolling up our sleeves on behalf of our students. It's great to have these moments where we can look back and see the results coming in. So I want to say thank you to the board for your commitment to our team. And then I want to especially shout out the over 7,000 members of our Klein family, all of our employees. We found out today, and we're just able to release today, that Klein ISD for the first time ever has been named the #1 education employer in Texas by Forbes. We're also the #3 top organization in the state of Texas for all companies across all sectors. That puts us alongside companies like Apple, HEB, Google, Chick-fil-A, NASA. This is something Klein ISD has never achieved before, so I give the credit and the kudos to the over 7,000 employees who show up every day, whether they're keeping our schools clean, driving our school buses, making sure our kids have hot, warm meals in our classrooms, teaching them, supporting them. We are blessed with the best, and it's so nice to see an organization like Forbes externally review our work and say that we are truly the best of the best. So I'm thankful for that. And then finally, I just want to say another special shout out to David Menendez, who's here tonight. He took a leap of faith and went from Island Elementary, a school that he led, to becoming A-rated after being C-rated for years, went over to Burnshausen Elementary, and after his first year, that campus has now achieved an A rating for the first time in school history. And so since you're here tonight, David, definitely want to recognize you and just say thank you for the way you love and care for your teachers, the way that you engage your families, and the way that you believe that every student can learn at high levels no matter what their circumstances are, no matter where they come from. You give them hope, and you're representative of the amazing principals we have in this district and the staff that serves alongside them. So with that, I'll just say Klein is doing great, and I'm thankful as a mom that my kids are educated here, and I'm thankful as an educator that this is the place I get to serve every day.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. McGowan. If there are no objections, it is now 7:24 p.m. Just turned, and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.